We're gonna start today's video here at GameStop. I'm gonna go searching for stuff today, searching for games. Rainy, wet, cold day. We were here last week. Found one PlayStation Portable game. See if we can find anything cool this week. And look at this. Usually we walk in, there's Nintendo Switch games here, but look, they are getting ready for Switch 2. So they moved all the Switch games over here. And we got a big empty section. Looks like these guys did a lot of work this week. Yeah, no, you guys did a good job, man. It was funny because I was talking to Tina, and I said it looked all straightened out last week, and now everything's moved.
She did most of this.
She did most of this? All right, we got a PlayStation 1, right? And got some torn up games, Genesis games, no cases. Jurassic Park, some Altered Beast, some okay games. 360s, funny seeing a 360s now retro. Got some 3DS games, DS games down here. Nothing I'm looking for, like this PlayStation 1 game card. That's funny. Mario Kart 64. These are kind of sun faded. Pilot Wings, there's a good one. That's a good one. Ooh, I don't have this one. Too bad it's in bad shape. If that label was not ripped, I would definitely be buying that. Too bad. I don't know what Fighting Force 64 is. I don't know what kind of game. Probably a fighting game, I'm guessing. Never seen that game before. Holy smokes. A $70 Wii game. Did you guys know this existed? This is like an education right here sometimes, you know. Even I don't know about this. This box is in a rough condition. Probably not complete. These are the days when these used to come with manuals. Got some stuff there. Here's the PlayStation 2 games. I'm waiting for the GameCube stuff to come in. There's nothing really been coming in. It's kind of sucks. I might end up having to buy some of these filler titles. Do have to buy them eventually. Oh, there we go. Super Mario Sunshine. That ain't bad if that's complete. Might consider that one. Put that over there. Gotta say, section's getting bigger and bigger. Super Mario Galaxy. This is getting expensive. No, that's not bad. That's not bad. It's kind of reasonable. I think I showed this before. $40, crazy. Mario Kart 8. These are the expensive games. I was gonna buy this, but no manual. No manual. Damn it. What that? Okay, well, didn't end up purchasing anything directly from GameStop, but very weird situation. I ran into a guy in there that had a trade-in, and the trade-in was insane. Yeah, I'm going to the ATM now to get some cash. Wasn't expecting that, but you know, you got to do it when these things pop up. Okay, deal is done. Just met up with Will and Amber. That was weird. That was literally in the GameStop parking lot. I'd never had that happen before, and I'll show you guys what I got a little bit later. But yeah, really good deal. We exchanged phone numbers. $120. I got some good stuff. And GameStop was only offered them, I think it was $52 store credit. And I was very, I was very respectful. I asked, I'm sure GameStop corporate would not like this, but the GameStop's cool. I'm in there every single Thursday, and I asked him, I said, do you mind if I make him an offer? He's like, yeah, just do it outside. I was like, all right. I said, done. So yeah, I made him an offer outside. I hit up the ATM. I wasn't expecting to buy anything. I usually carry very little cash on me, unless I'm going somewhere, like a flea market or something where I'm intending on spending cash. So I had very little cash on me, and yeah, we made a deal, and it worked, and I'm excited. Area. And it's raining out now. Walmart's got a lot of cool shirts here, but I saw this Sonic shirt. Only problem is extra large, extra large. I don't know if they're gonna have my size. Extra large. Oh, there we go, large. Maybe, I think. Looks pretty good. I think I'm gonna get this. $9, $8.98. Had to do a little side step here. Look at the Switch kiosk is gone. Wonder what could be going there. Look at these black cabinets. Those are weird. Never seen those before. I think this is a remodeled section. Maybe the Switch 2 will be going in here soon. Okay, and here's something I've never seen in a Walmart before. Let me know if your Walmart has this. A PlayStation 5 kiosk. That's pretty cool. First time seeing this. I like it. It's a nice size, smaller countertop version. I like that. That looks good. Although I did buy South Park Snow Day for $15. How could you say no to that? $15 for a game? Heck yeah. Well, back home now, and it's funny sometimes the way things work out, because they didn't go exactly as planned. That day I went into GameStop, which was just a couple days ago. Finishing up the video now because it didn't work out with the filming that I was doing that particular day. Guy walked in. I heard him say, "Do you guys take retro games?" And they were like, "Yes, we do." They're the retro GameStop. And he goes, "Okay, I'll be right back." So I said to the clerk, I knew the clerk, I said, "I can't wait to see what he brings in." It always excites me and interests me. Now, I would never stand out front of a retro game store or a GameStop trying to buy people's trade-ins. But when he walked away, I asked the employee, "If you guys don't make him a reasonable offer," I said, "could I make him an offer?" And he said, "Absolutely." He goes, "Yeah, we do it all the time." And I know GameStop doesn't probably want to hear that. But he said, "Just make an offer outside." And I said, "You sure? You guys are good with it?" Absolutely. So I was overlooking at the GameCube games, and GameStop made an offer for this little baggie of $52. That was their offer, which after looking at the baggie of games, it was pretty pathetic. So I went over to the counter after that, and the guy said that he wanted to hear my offer, the customer. And I went over to the counter, I looked over all the games, and I said, "Okay." I said, "All right, I can make you an offer on those." And I said, "Let's go outside." So we go outside, and GameStop offered him $52 store credit, not cash, 52 store credit for what I'm about to show you. I ended up paying, for everything I'm going to show you, $120. Now, originally when I made him offer, he thought I was offering him $120 just for one thing. I offered him $120 for everything. One of the items was a console, and GameStop didn't take it because one of the wires had a fray in it. And because of the fray, GameStop didn't want to take it, even though they plugged it in, tested it, and it worked. They didn't take it. I was shocked. And I'll show you guys that item in a minute because it was pretty cool. But yeah, here's all the games I got. I got several Game Boy games. Now, most of you guys probably know I am not a Pokemon player. However, I do collect. So I did pick up a game here, a Pokemon game. There's actually more than one, I believe. This one here is Pokemon Silver. So pretty cool to see this. So I got Pokemon Silver. That is the first game to start off hot. They're not all that exciting. We have Arcade Classics 2, which includes Centipede and Millipede. That is not a very good game, but it is in the pile. A very weather-worn, and I don't know why, for some reason, every time I see this game, about 50% of them look exactly like this. Super Mario Land. And like 50% of them have this exact same damage on them. I don't know why. But I have a couple copies that look exactly like that. Funny enough, the other day I went to an arcade and I actually played this game in the arcade. Never played it on the Game Boy. This is definitely an add to my collection, which is Rampage World Tour. I loved Rampage as a kid. I loved playing at the arcade. How it plays on the Game Boy, I don't know. We're going to find out today, because I am definitely going to play that. This is a game that we're going to put in our selling pile because I already have it, which is Jurassic Park for the Game Boy. I actually have the entire Game Boy collection, well, not the Game Boy collection, the Jurassic Park collection that came out a couple years ago on, it might have only actually been a year ago, on the Nintendo Switch. I believe you could still get that at Best Buy. We also got, for the Game Boy, Godzilla, and that's all the original Game Boy games. And then including these games here, and he said they all came out of his personal collection. I looked them over, they all seemed to be authentic copies of games. We got Zoo Tycoon 2 for the DS. I might have the case for that, which would be awesome if I do. We got Mario Party DS, which I also think I might have a case for this, which is exciting, because this helps me get rid of some of my cases. And this one was pretty exciting. Pokemon Pearl. So that's the last game. We started with the Pokemon game, we ended with the Pokemon game. I have a couple Pokemon game cases for the DS. I'm not sure which ones they are. But those were definitely two ads. And then, so GameStop for those games right there offered them $52. That's like absolutely pathetic. Not to down talk GameStop. I'm not really that way anymore. I'm trying to be more positive about GameStop. Unless they kick me out, then that would be a different story. But I asked for permission when the customer wasn't in the store, and they said yes, go for it. You know, hopefully he went back in and spent that money with GameStop. I don't know what he did with that. But then there was one more item. This one I'm excited about. I love box things. I love boxed consoles. Now, funny enough, he didn't save any of the boxes to any of these DS games. The Game Boy games, I'm not really surprised. But he did save the box of this. We've got a beautiful boxed Wii U. Zelda edition. Now, there are several box variants of the Wii U. However, this is the only Wii U variant, is this Zelda one. There is a white variant, a black variant, and this Zelda variant. That was it. There's a Mario 3D box that actually came with a little Mario, pixelated Mario amiibo. That one was really cool. I had that one, I sold it, and I actually didn't sell, I returned it because I was short on cash, and I returned it to Walmart, and I regret that decision. That was years ago. But yeah, I ended up paying $120 for everything here. This Wii U, they declined to take. I have a couple Wii U's. I could very easily switch out the cord, but I have a Wii U. I don't need to use this particular one. It's really just going to be a display piece in my collection, but I am super excited. This was a really cool, unexpected find. I actually had to leave and run out, and I said I'll be back in a few minutes. I'll run to an ATM. Got his number. I'll text you when I get back. We met in the parking lot. I made the purchases. His girlfriend actually recognized me because she used to work at Best Buy, and I unfortunately, especially you know, over the last couple of years, have spent a lot of time at Best Buy, especially that particular store. So she recognized me right away. No longer works there, but it was funny to get recognized by his girlfriend, and we exchanged numbers. He said he has more stuff. He said he has more Pokemon stuff and more video games, and he said most of the other games he has the cases to, so it's going to be awesome. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I split it up a little bit. You guys might see this sequence, the beginning of it, in another video, so I'm sorry for that, but I wanted to post this in a separate video because it came up as kind of a pickup video. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, like, share, subscribe. Until next time, we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.